there's one word to best describe your music style,
Yeah.
what would it be and why?
Like, you gotta hate questions like this, right? How could you describe something, anything with one word? But I would say it's love. It was love because it's what I love to do, and it's what I try to convey with it, and it's something that I want everyone else to have.
Hey, hey, cause I was born overseas. Then my mama took me overseas. I made a home overseas. Now that I'm back, you remember me? Cause I was born overseas. Then my mama took me overseas.
I was born in Hubei, Yichang, and because my mom was working in Shenzhen, so I grew up with my grandparents. As I got a little older, my mom realized the school system in China wasn't for me because I was like getting bad grades, as a kid. So when I was 11, she brought me to the States. So yeah, after moving from Yichang to Boston, the change was definitely dramatic, going from kind of a village vibe, to rural vibe, to one of the biggest cities in America, Boston being. I was learning English, and learning English, one of the methods I had was watching TV, American TV, to imitate, to copy. And somehow I just came across 8 Mile, Eminem's movie, biography. It wasn't the music that grabbed me, it was more that Eminem's story. He could use this music in a world that he wasn't really accepted, and he uses music and stand out and make friends and be accepted. And to me, that's how I felt about myself at the time. I was like, well, I'm from like this small place in China. I don't really have any friends. Maybe this can help me make friends. When I first started rapping, it was all in English because I think everything starts with imitation. So for me, imitating, and I had never heard anyone rapping Chinese before. But then my producer, Jackery, one day we were just messing around. He goes, yo, why don't you just like try a little Chinese? I'm like, well, I don't even speak it that well. Like, how am I gonna rap it? Just try it. So I tried a little bit in a song and we performed it. And even though people who didn't understand what I was saying, they would come up to me afterwards like, yo, what was that? That was cool. That was cool. And then I realized, oh, okay, like one of the cool things about hip hop is individuality, and you can be yourself, add your own flavor or whatever, right? So, and I've been rapping for that many years, nothing had really clicked, musically. And I was like, wait, maybe this is it. I think language creates barriers. I think language creates misunderstandings. But that's why it's beautiful, because it's music. Music breaks down that barrier. With music, you can, like, with my songs, like I have a song called 3 Days in Chengdu, when the beginning is just all Chinese. But so many non-Chinese people have hit me up saying like, yo, I have no idea what you're saying, but I totally feel it. Growing up in the States, when I'm doing the music here, I've always wished to myself, man, I wish I was here when this started. I wish I got to see the raw form of this music, of this culture. And basically that's what's happening in China right now. It's the beginning of the commercialized age of hip hop. And I want to participate in that conversation. I want to add my voice to that because I feel like I have a very unique voice when it comes to this music. Why the better music is made over here is because people here have gotten over that, like, oh, this is a hype thing. Let's make the better music now, because that's how we're gonna get ahead. But in China, it's still like, oh, it's so hype, it's so fresh. The rap scene is full of kids that just want attention and want to get paid and want like likes and views. So they have all these colorful dreads and everyone are getting face tats and neck tats. They think that's part of the culture. They think that's the rap culture. And it's very misleading, you know, because that's only part of it. That's like a very small aspect of the kids in America today, younger kids like 17, 18-year-old rappers who have all that face tats and all that. And kids are seeing that in China. They're like, oh man, I know I'm only 19, but I'm gonna get a face tat right now. You know, like it's cool that the interest is being spread, but there's not enough education around it. So only part of it is getting through, not the entire thing is getting through. You know, and I'm trying to, one of my goals is trying to say, look, the entirety of it is all within the music. You know, it's not so much about the hairstyle and all that, because that changes throughout the years, you know.
I'm just a product of my environment, look how they made of me.
Sometimes I complain about being labeled an Asian rapper, but I realize at times like this where there's not much representation, maybe a little highlight is good. But eventually I wanted to be just music, artist. Because right now, when like a black artist releases a song, you don't hear like, black rapper puts out a new song, or white rapper puts out a new song. But when an Asian artist, still Asian rapper puts out a new song, okay, so like, why does there have to be that distinction? Like, are we worse? Are we, you know? So until there's enough quality out there, I can't really complain about the Asian rapper thing. But you know, one day it'll change. You know? The last 2-3 years I've been going back every year 4 or 5 times for music, for work, and I'm realizing a lot of, I'm seeing what I've been missing the whole time, you know, because I left at a young age, and every time I go back, I'm in a bubble of my family, and I'm never seeing China with my eyes. You know? Now I'm traveling, I'm seeing Shanghai, I'm seeing Beijing, I'm seeing Guangzhou, seeing the components of what makes modern China. And it's just blowing my mind. And I realized, oh, all these identity crises I had growing up in the States, all these questions I had about myself, it's all being answered, like right in front of me.